Have you heard the news?
Anything you want to cheaply plug while we're here?
I've just booked a straight to hell with someone you know quite well, Ace Trainer Liam. I'll be doing a one with him on Thursday.
That's right. I'm going to be on Cultaholic on an episode of Straight to Hell with Ross Tweddle. How bloody banging is that? I don't know when it's dropping, but we recorded it today, so make sure you subscribe to Cultaholic. I'll put a link to their channel down in the description below. Thank you to the Cultaholic boys for having me on so much stuff. I was on Desert Island Graps as well. If you want to go and check out their podcast feed and check out the lovely long, I think it's like nearly 3-hour chat I had with Tom Campbell over there about desert islands and Pokemon and hospitals and all manner of weird tangents. Check that out as well. I'll put the link to that particular podcast down in the link below as well. But why are we here again? Oh god, yeah, it's Pokemon. The episode begins with Ash, Misty and Brock looking for the perfect place to set up camp. According to the narrator, this means now Ash can finally start training for the Pokemon League. I mean, surely he could have just done that anywhere? Now, I don't know if you lot know this, but I am a Mardy person. Shocking, I know. So I don't like the idea of camping at all. I much prefer to stay in hotels with all the luxuries like running water, electricity, bathtubs, all that good stuff. But oh my god, I need this tent. It's got my boy on it and everything. It's the perfect tent. So what if I don't like camping? I'll just set this up in my living room in front of the TV. Ash is excited for the Pokemon League and says it's gonna be a blast. And then Brock steps in to say, just like my chili. And Ash and Misty instantly start complaining that it's too spicy. All right. Relax, mate. The fucker's not even been plated up yet. It's not like you've just eaten it and found out that way. It's still in the pot. There's plenty of time for Brock to tone down the spice. Kids, man. So bloody impatient. Now, I know there are people out there who love the au naturel look on a woman. You know, hairy armpits and all that stuff. Like, each to their own. You do you. Personally, it's not my preference, but I do have to ask. Hair growing out of a girl's ears. Surely everyone thinks that's grim, right?
Well, actually, Liam, I think you'll find the hair isn't actually coming out of her ears. It just looks that way because of the way it's been animated.
Well, whose fault's that? It ain't mine. I'm just pointing out that the girl looks like she has hairy ears, because that's how it looks. Easy there, Brock, you raging pervert. Look with your eyes, not your hands. It's lads like Brock that give the rest of us a really bad name. You've got to hand it to Brock, though. After his devastating rejection at the hands of Florinda in the previous episode, he takes one look at this girl and just completely forgets all about it. Don't you just wish sometimes you could just brush off failure that easily? I do. The girl says her name is Katrina and she's a Pokemon trainer looking for a good battle. I won't bother talking to Ash then, love. He hasn't had a battle since getting his 8th gym badge 5 episodes ago. Wait. Has it really been 5 episodes since Ash has had a battle? Okay, let's go through this real quick. So last episode, Florinda battled using a Gloom and Ash just watched. So that's 1 episode. The one before that, Pikachu got caught by Team Rocket, but a bunch of wild Gyarados got rid of Team Rocket, so there was no battle. So that's 2. The one before that, Ash was going to battle, but then Misty said, don't bother because we're by the ocean. And then Psyduck battled until Slowbro took care of Team Rocket. So that's 3. The episode before that, Ash and Gary were going to battle, but then Team Rocket interrupted, so then Ash and Gary were gonna have a battle with Team Rocket, but then that got interrupted because all of Ash's Tauros came out and took care of Team Rocket, which doesn't really count as a battle. So that's 4. And in the one before that, a pair of Mr. Mime surrounded Team Rocket's tank in a bunch of invisible yet somehow opaque walls, and then Team Rocket blasted themselves off using their own tanks, so there was no battle then. So that's 5. The episode before that was Ash's 8th gym battle, where of course he actually battled. Christ, that really sums it up. We haven't seen Ash Ketchum battle in 5 episodes. That's just sad. It doesn't even seem so bad until you actually say it out loud. Katrina sends out a Raichu, and just as it looks like Raichu and Pikachu are about to battle, Team Rocket turn up and catch Raichu in a net. They were aiming for Pikachu, but snagged the better version, so not a bad catch, really. The thing I don't get, and this is confirmed moments later when Raichu, the most lazily nicknamed Raichu in history, mind you, destroys them with Thunderbolt, is why didn't Team Rocket bring one of their usual shock-proof nets or Pikachu-proof containers? I guess it must be a tight month for them or something? A film crew turns up and interrupts the fight just as Raichu is about to decimate Team Rocket with its Mega Kick. The director rightfully shoves Pikachu to one side, recognizing that Raichu is the real star here. Now, you might think that's a little bit mean to say, but look at the fight that just happened. Raichu was the Pokemon that was caught in the net, but somehow had to save itself because Pikachu just stood there and did nothing. Pikachu is an arsehole. pass it on. What I don't get here is, what were the film crew doing before this? The director talks about how he wants certain shots to be framed and refers to Team Rocket as the film's villains. But that was an impromptu fight, so the crew can't have known it was going to happen. So did they really head out to film without a script or any actors or anything? It just doesn't make sense that they suddenly want to add a real fight to a random movie. The director mimics Team Rocket's motto and reveals his name to be Cleavon Spielbunk. Ahaha, you get it? Because it kind of sounds like Steven Spielberg. Very good, Pokemon. How long did it take you to think of that one? Spielbunk says he's the winner of the Golden Growlithe Award. That's an Arcanine! Ash and Misty have no idea who this guy is. Kind of like the reaction I get when I get announced as a guest for conventions. By the way, you can catch me at Social in the City 2021. It'll be taking place August 14th and 15th at the Excel Centre in London, so if you want to meet me and Sophie, that's where we'll be. And I'll be fully vaccinated by then too! Finally! Brock says Spielbunk directed his favourite movie of all time, I Saw What You Ate Last Tuesday. I get that that's supposed to reference the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer, but that wasn't even directed by Steven Spielberg.
Well, actually, Liam, I don't think it matters, because children watching wouldn't understand that they're referencing a movie that the director they're referencing didn't direct.
Sure, but if that's the case and kids wouldn't be aware of the film they're referencing, why choose a slasher flick? Just seems like an odd choice of genre to reference in a kids show. Plus, Steven Spielberg directed so many great movies that they could have referenced instead, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jurassic Park. Granted, I don't really know how any of those references would work, but then I'm not paid to write the Pokemon anime. I'm paid to pick fault with every little thing I can. On that note, please help me keep the lights on in my house by smashing the like button. Let's start aiming for really unrealistically high like goals. So let's go for 100,000 likes on this video, if you please, and who knows, if we keep aiming high enough, maybe one day we'll hit it. Also, don't forget to share the video on Twitter or something like that. In fact, follow me on Twitter. Please make sure you follow me on Twitter, because I'm really trying to get verified on there, and having a higher follow count really helps with that. And if you're new to the channel, hello, thank you for choosing to watch one of my garbage videos. I really appreciate it. Hit subscribe and turn on all notifications so that you never miss a single one. Direct quote from Katrina.
Wow, you made that? I almost saw that one.
Here we have a perfect example of it sometimes being better just not to say anything at all. You basically just told him that you thought his movie looked cool, but not cool enough to actually fork out some money to go and see. Katrina is an arsehole. Pass it on. Direct quote from Spielbunk.
Well, it's nice to know there are some young people who go to see great films even if they lose millions at the box office.
That's the point though, mate. Katrina didn't go and see the film. She said she almost did. Don't praise her when she's acting like a fan, but she's part of the reason that your film tanked at the box office. Spielbunk says that he's conducting a talent search, which explains why they're out here filming random strangers at least. And Jessie says she's an experienced actress, having once played a worm who lived inside a rotten apple in first grade. Wait. She played a worm who lived inside an apple? Jessie played an applin in her first grade play? Gen 1 applin. Confirmed. Spielbunk says it's a Pokemon only movie and reveals the star to be Wigglytuff. Oh man, my Wigglytuff is rusty, my bad. After Wigglytuff batters Team Rocket's Meowth with Double Slap, Brock says it's hard to believe something so cute could be such a brute. Wigglytuff then legit says,
Brute?
Mate, you're talking, Wigglytuff? I guess Meowth isn't the only talking Pokemon, which explains why none of these new characters seem amazed by Meowth in this episode. Oh look, Jigglypuff is here. I wonder what will happen. As all the trainers are sending out their Pokemon to audition for the lead role starring opposite Wigglytuff, since the Abra that was supposed to do it apparently teleported away, Misty tries to send out Staryu, but Psyduck sends itself out instead. Firstly, why would you pick Staryu to audition for the lead role in a movie? It literally doesn't have a face. That would make for a very boring, expressionless character. And secondly, and I know I say this a lot, but just send Staryu out anyway if you want it to audition so bad. In fact, I don't even know why they're only sending out one Pokemon each. Just let them all audition. Surely if the director is looking for the next big star, he wants to explore all of the options. The Pokemon suddenly get told to dance, and yo, it's that awesome Pokémon dance track from the first movie. Nice. Now it's time to see if I get a DMCA claim for throwing that in there. If you're hearing a different different royalty-free song in the background, then you know that we got dinged on that one. The director narrows the choice down to 7 Pokemon: Pikachu, Raichu, Arbok, Weezing, Psyduck, Vulpix, and Meowth. Wow, what a surprise! All the main characters' Pokemon and the Pokemon of the random named trainer that we met this episode all got through. What a complete shocker! Oh look, it's that GIF everyone uses when they see something cute, but it's right there, so that must mean that I'm cute. It's just science, people. Jigglypuff turns up during the singing portion of the audition and puts everybody to sleep. But look, there's Abra. We found it. So now nobody needs to audition because the lead role is back. We can wrap this up. Oh God. Jigglypuff, this isn't... Oh God. That's nightmare fuel. Careful, kids. Jigglypuff, this isn't okay. You've made Wigglytuff look like one of the most disgusting, merciless, and downright evil figures in recorded human history. Charlie Chaplin. Direct quote from Meowth.
Sorry, Wigglytuff. I work alone.
Meowth, mate, are you dumb as fuck or something? Spielbunk said from the word go that he's looking for a joint lead to work opposite Wigglytuff. Why would you wait till now to say you work alone? You've basically just disqualified yourself from the role, you dickhead. Weezing and Arbok also get told to hit the bricks for being crap singers and proceed to have a pair of existential crises. And I kind of feel bad for them, to be honest. This is like the first time they've ever tried to do some honest work and it just hasn't worked out for them. Wow, who knew these two would end up being sympathetic characters?
Well, actually, Liam, in the last episode Arbok and Weezing appear in, they actually...
We're not at that season yet. Cool your jets. After seeing how hard Wigglytuff is to work with, since it keeps double slapping everyone, all the other Pokemon, except Psyduck, who's too dumb to realize, voluntarily leave the audition, leaving Psyduck as the only candidate to star opposite Wigglytuff. I mean, at what point is Spielbunk going to realize that Wigglytuff is the problem here, and that that's the Pokemon that needs to be recast? Oh look, the Who's That Pokemon is Snorlax. It's quite fitting, really, because this episode's putting me to sleep. Seriously, the only thing that could possibly keep me awake for the rest of this episode is G Fuel! And the good news is you can use code ACE for 30% off G Fuel right now until Monday, the 7th of June. Yeah, until Monday, the 7th of June, code ACE will get you 30% off G Fuel rather than the usual 10%. Today, I'm drinking the wonderful Clickbait, which is cherry and pomegranate. It's very, very tasty. It's one of those flavors where when I first tried it, I was like, yeah, this is all right. It's not my favorite, but it's really, really up there now. I really can't get enough of some bloody lovely Clickbait. Oh, it's so bloody good. Use code ACE today, get yourself some money off G Fuel, 30% off in fact until Monday. And just remember, it's for over 18s only because it contains caffeine. Children don't need caffeine, they're annoying enough as it is. And because it contains caffeine, drink it responsibly. Don't be a dickhead. The basic plot of Spielbunk's movie is that Wigglytuff and Psyduck are dating, but their families don't like each other. And then one day, Psyduck steps in the way of an arrow that was headed for Wigglytuff and gets killed. And then the families go,
guess we shouldn't fight anymore.
I could have saved myself a lot of time and breath there if I'd have just said the basic plot of Spielbunk's movie is shit. Brock offers to work on the movie and then Ash says,
Me too, I'll do it for free.
Okay, firstly, for free? Are you alright there, Ash, mate? Do you need professional help? Don't tell people you're willing to work for free. You could make an absolute packet if the guy hiring you is dumb enough. Secondly, movies take a long time to make. And what's that thing you're forgetting about? Oh no, what was it called? Oh yeah, that's it, the Pokémon League. Shouldn't you be more concerned about that instead of some lame B movie? Ha! B-movie. Arbok and Weezing are still depressed, having blown their one chance at stardom, and Jesse and James proceed to slap them and tell them to snap out of it. Mate, it's no surprise our attitudes to mental health were so garbage in the 90s. In their defense, they do a pretty good motivational speech after, with a decent lesson. They tell Arbok and Weezing it may take years of rejection, but if they keep trying, they might just achieve their dreams, and that's pretty lovely, really. See, not all WTF moments have to be negative. Oh look, Ash finally decided to let Pidgeotto out. Don't get too excited though, it's only so it can provide wind for the movie, and without pay. Pidgeotto deserves so much better, mate. Hashtag, was that hashtag? Yeah, hashtag justice for Pidgeotto. The director tells these Magnemite to fire up these lamps. To me that seems pointless since they're already outside on a sunny day, but then again maybe that's a thing that filmmakers do to maybe eliminate shadows or something. I don't know, I don't make movies. I certainly don't go outside. But the thing is, and we'll see this in the next scene, it somehow gets darker even though these lamps are on. Are these meant to be like reverse lamps? How does turning these on make everything darker? Answers on a postcard. They start filming the big final battle, but it's just a cartoon smoke cloud fight. What's even the point? You can't even see any action. I'm guessing this is just so the animators didn't have to properly choreograph and animate a proper fight scene. Lazy is really just all you can say about that. Oh, never mind. That is a polygraph. So regardless of anything I just said, this scene is automatically a masterpiece. Let's give Team Rocket credit where credit is due. They turned up to crash this scene knowing full well there would be a heap of fully evolved Pokemon here like Blastoise, Gyarados and Cloyster, and that's actually pretty brave. Oh no, but mentioning fully evolved Pokemons just made me realize Doduo is the only one of the filmmakers' Pokemon that isn't fully evolved. And now it's just got me wondering, why did they choose not to make it Dodrio? Oh, that's going to bother me all day now. Another smoke cloud brawl ensues, and the director and his filmmaking crew decide to jump into the fight as well, and I don't really get why. Also, just ignore the fact that the director somehow jumps directly through Poliwrath. Poliwrath is a ghost type? Confirmed? Oh, I hate this shit. I really can't stand it. You know when people notice that a camera is filming them and they get all giddy at the idea of being filmed and they just start acting like complete twats? Yes, I know that's what I do for a living, but that's not what I mean. The stuff where they act like it's their first time seeing a camera. And even worse than that is the fact that they talk to the camera like it's broadcasting live, with Ash like introducing himself like, "Hi, I'm Ash Ketchum" and stuff. They're filming a bloody movie. Do you really think they're going to keep in footage of some random little twat introducing himself? No one gives a toss about you, mate. Use your noodle. To be fair, Brock doing his best Val Venus impression was a nice touch. Hello, ladies. Man, I used to love Val Venus back in the day. It's a shame he's absolutely batshit. Mate, how did Team Rocket manage to grab 9 Pokemon at once with this lame-looking claw machine? I can barely snag a single stuffed toy with one of these things. They're rigged as all hell. Plus, looking at how they're all positioned, couldn't they just wriggle a bit and get out of this? Like, just one of them wriggling free would surely create enough room for the rest to escape. Nothing's even holding Chansey in place. Like, it's literally just choosing to be here. I guess it just wanted to be included. Psyduck is the only Pokemon not caught in the claw machine, and Wigglytuff starts crying out for it to help. Yeah, your attitude suddenly changed, hasn't it, mate? Not so pompous now, are you curly-haired twat? So whilst Misty's yelling at Psyduck to help, and Psyduck is running around in a mad panic, have a look at what Ash and Brock are doing. Have you clocked it yet? That's right, they're doing absolutely nothing. Brock has an Onix, a Geodude, and a Zubat that would be really helpful right about now, and Ash has a Squirtle, a Bulbasaur, and a Charizard. But instead, they're both just standing there as if there's nothing they can do. I've got to say, lads, that's not very protagonisty. Psyduck finally gets a headache and uses Confusion, which frees all the Pokemon from the machine and sends Team Rocket and their machine blasting off. But it's got me wondering, do you think Psyduck knows where that thing's gonna land, or does it just not care? Like, realistically, that crane could crash land on top of a playground full of children, or through the roof of an old folks home. How do we know that this way of dispatching Team Rocket is actually safe? Oh god! When Wigglytuff runs over and grabs onto Psyduck, Psyduck screams, but the sound department just took his usual and reduced the speed. So it sounds all weird and distorted, like when you put a YouTube video on half the speed. Not gonna lie, it sounds fucking dreadful. Go back and listen to it. Direct quote from Ash.
I'm supposed to be training for the Pokemon League, but I got sidetracked again.
You think? Mate, it's been so long since you've had a Pokemon battle, I'm starting to think I made the concept up in my own head. The director overhears Ash and Katrina talking about battling in the Pokemon League and uses it as inspiration for another movie idea. Brock says he'd like to star in the movie, and Misty says that Brock would be perfect for the part. But don't get too invested in this conversation because it's just filler and we'll never hear of this ever again. In fact, the movie that was supposedly filmed during this episode never sees the light of day anyway, so the entire episode was completely pointless. So it turns out we do find out where Team Rocket landed, and it's actually really morbid. They're hanging by their shirts from a tree over the edge of a cliff with seemingly no easy way to get down. Let's just ignore the fact that Meowth doesn't have a shirt, so should have just plummeted to his death. Gotta keep that kids show rating after all. So those are my WTF moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 69. Nice! Lights, camera, Quack-tion. Let me know your favorites and any that I missed down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Head to twitch.tv/AceTrainLiam for all of my live streams and use code ACE for 30% off G Fuel until Monday the 7th of June. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.